What do you say to that single pregnant woman who might have AIDS, no income, and she needs Daraprim in order to survive? What do you say to her when she has to make that choice? What do you say to her?
On the advice of counsel, I invoke my Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination and respectfully decline to answer your question.
Do you think you've done anything wrong?
On the advice of counsel, I invoke my Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination and respectfully decline to answer your question.
I think it is not a coincidence that last year the pharmaceutical industry spent $250 million on lobbying and campaign contributions and employs some 1,400 lobbyists. Do you think, Dr. Califf, that type of expenditure has any impact on the fact that we pay by far the highest prices in the world for prescription
You do
drugs?
know that not every disclosure can be subject to the Fifth Amendment assertion. Only those that are that you reasonably believe could be used in a criminal prosecution or could lead to other evidence.
I intend to use the advice of my counsel, not yours.
I want to ask you I want to plead with you to use any remaining influence you have over your former company to press them to lower the price of these drugs. You can look away if you like, but I wish you could see the faces of people, no matter what Ms. Retzlaff says, who cannot get the drugs that they need.
Despite President Obama's call to curtail the power of lobbyists in Washington, new figures show a record amount of money was spent on federal lobbying in 2009. The Center for Responsive Politics puts the total at nearly $3.5 billion, a 5% increase over 2008.
Rightly or wrongly, you've been viewed as the so-called bad boy of pharma. You have a spotlight, and you have a platform. You could use that attention to come clean, to right your wrongs, and to become one of the most effective patient advocates in the country, and one that can make a big difference in so many people's lives.
The pharmaceutical and health products industry spent nearly $267 million on lobbying, the greatest amount ever spent on lobbying efforts by a single industry. The Chamber of Commerce spent over $144 million on lobbying, a 60% increase over 2008. Other big spenders on lobbying included ExxonMobil, the Pharmaceutical Research and Manufacturers of America, known as PhRMA, General Electric, Pfizer, Blue Cross Blue Shield, AARP, American Medical Association, Chevron, the National Association of Realtors, and the American Beverage Association. Sheila Krumholtz of the Center for Responsive Politics said, quote, "Lobbying appears recession-proof. Even when companies are scaling back other operations, many view lobbying as a critical tool in protecting their future interests."
In our country, we pay by far the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs. As I understand that about 1 out of 5 Americans cannot afford to fill the prescription that their doctors are writing for them. Mr. Chairman, with your permission, I would put into the record a comparison of drug prices in the United States and Canada, which show that on major and important drugs, the prices in Canada are far, far less expensive than they are in the United States. And that's true all over the world.
I'll be back.